today. 2 weeks ago, we saw the names of Christ from the Old Testament. Remember? It was, He will be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. Remember all the names of Christ. And we talked about how in the Jewish world, the names of Christ, the names of people are so important. They're descriptive. I took that whole story of Jacob, right? And I talked about Jacob, which means heel grabber, because he grabbed Esau's heel, and it has the idea of trickster, And then after he wrestles with God in his 90s, his hip is out of joint and he hangs on to God, and God changes his name to Israel, which means you're a prince. You've struggled with God and you won. And we thought, wow, how does Jacob win? He didn't pin God in that theophany, that pre-incarnate appearance of Jesus, 1,800 years before Jesus is born. Jesus there with Jacob at the Jabbok River, struggling with him. He doesn't pin Jesus. He doesn't pin God. How does he win? Because he learns that it's through desperate dependence that we have victory with God. And he becomes a victor, and God changes his name. So we saw all those names. Then last week, we saw Christ in the Old Testament. And we saw Christ was present at creation. He was present at the promise. He was present on the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, when one goat gets all the sin laid on it and it's taken out in the wilderness. The other goat is taken in and killed. And that's the one day a year that the high priest went in and atoned for the sins of Israel. Christ is there because Christ will eventually become our sin bearer. Isaiah 53:6, all we like sheep have gone astray. We've turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord laid on him the iniquity of us all. Speaking of Jesus Christ, he will become the goat that bears the sin away, and he will become the goat that is sacrificed.